In most people's minds, deserts are often seen as one of nature's toughest enemies. But what's honestly hard to believe is that in China's largest desert, a massive wheat field has been successfully cultivated. Normally, folks assume that wheat can only grow in rich soil and that it struggles in sandy or clay-heavy ground. They also tend to think wheat just cannot handle extreme heat, dryness, or bitter cold. Yet, in 2023, Chinese agricultural experts, using technological innovation, created a brand new system of water, fertilizer, and cultivation adapted to the desert environment. This breakthrough was first tested in the Taklimakan desert. After months of effort, the wheat not only survived, but honestly, it thrived against all odds. The endless sands were suddenly covered with a golden wheat field. An unbelievable sight, really. Today, these crops are ready for harvest, and large Chinese harvesters are busy collecting over 3,000 tons of high-quality wheat. But this achievement raises a question. How exactly did China manage to grow wheat in the desert? And why, with so much fertile farmland, did they choose to take on such a challenge? If you enjoy our videos, make sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our latest content. Now, let's dive deeper into today's topic. Growing crops in the desert carries great importance. It can reshape barren landscapes, boost ecosystem diversity, and strengthen the land's water and carbon storage capacity. Most importantly, it also brings economic benefits and improves the lives of local communities. For China, where deserts are widespread, this is especially meaningful. If we include the Gobi Desert, desert land in China covers around 1.28 million square kilometers, about 13% of the country's total area. The Taklimakan Desert alone stretches 330,000 square kilometers, which is almost the same size as Italy. Over the past 70 years, China has worked tirelessly to fight desertification. From early grid-based sand control to modern photovoltaic sand control, millions of workers have transformed 20.33 million hectares of desert, marking a historic shift from sand advancing, people retreating to green advancing, sand retreating. Today, many deserts have been turned from wastelands into oases, laying a strong foundation for agriculture in these harsh regions. Wheat, a staple in northern China, has now been successfully introduced to the desert. But in Maigaiti County, where this new wheat field sits, the environment is extremely tough. Surrounded by sand on three sides, with 90% of its land being desert, the county has 460,000 mu of lightly saline alkali soil and 150,000 mu of heavily saline alkali soil. Planting wheat here once sounded like pure fantasy. Yet in just half a year, China transformed this fairy tale into reality, proving that deserts can be reclaimed for farming. So, how did they do it? To plant wheat successfully, Chinese experts first spent about 2 months leveling the desert surface into flat land with less than 5 centimeters of height difference. In places like the Taklimakan, the challenge is even greater. Vegetation must be planted immediately after leveling, or sandstorms can undo all the work. But traditional farming methods just don't work here. The desert lacks nutrients, organic matter, and water retention ability. Faced with these challenges, Chinese agronomists developed a unique system for managing water, fertilizer, and soil in desert conditions. This ensured wheat seedlings could grow strong and gradually turn the desert into farmland. By October 2023, more than 6,000 acres of winter wheat had been sown. Throughout the process, agronomists regularly monitored the fields, collected soil data, and adjusted irrigation and fertilization based on growth results. After more than half a year of trials, they actually developed a replicable and scalable model for integrated water and fertilizer management, designed specifically for desert wheat farming. To make the crops even more secure, they boosted the organic matter in the soil, used sand fixing and water retention agents, sprayed protective treatments on the plants, and, applied some pretty advanced irrigation methods. What's even better is that all these processes can be managed through a mobile app, which allows for really precise fertilization and irrigation scheduling. So this system, it actually reduces labor, saves more than 35% of Watercut's fertilizer use by 30%, and it really improves crop quality and yield. Over just half a year, the wheat endured some pretty tough challenges like germination, wintering, sandstorms, drought, and those hot, dry winds. Yet, most of the crops survived. By June 2024, the wheat was ready for its first desert harvest. And honestly, the results were astonishing. Bulk density reached 825 grams per liter, meeting the standard for first-grade wheat, and yield exceeded 260 kilograms per mu. Looking ahead, Chinese scientists plan to perfect this technology, aiming to boost yields to 400 kilograms per mu and expand wheat fields to 50,000 mu within 5 years. This achievement highlights not only China's agricultural progress, but also new opportunities for desert agriculture and ecological restoration worldwide. Other nations also face desertification, and Saudi Arabia is a prime example. Famous for oil wealth, Saudi Arabia also has vast deserts. Covering about 2.25 million square kilometers with 860,000 of them, deserts, Saudi Arabia ranks second in the world in desert area. The Great Nafud Desert lies in the north, while the southern Rub al-Khali, also known as the Empty Quarter, is honestly one of the harshest deserts on Earth. Most of the country has a subtropical desert climate, with summer highs over 50 degrees Celsius and annual rainfall under 200 millimeters. These extreme conditions leave 70% of the land as semi-arid wasteland or poor grassland. Only 1.5% is arable land, while woodland is almost non-existent. Back in the 1960s, Saudi Arabia's wheat output was just 3,000 tons per year. But by the 1980s, production soared to 4 million tons. In the 1990s, Saudi even became the sixth largest wheat exporter. However, this success was short-lived. Within 2 decades, agriculture declined as groundwater resources ran dry and soil degraded due to overuse of fertilizers. By the 2000s, the country once again depended on food imports, and the dream of desert to farmland collapsed. To revive agriculture, the Saudi government began giving land away for free. If someone could reclaim at least a quarter of it, ownership became permanent. Farmers were also guaranteed government purchase at several times market price. On paper, this looked like a winning deal, but sustaining production remained a huge challenge. This is why China's desert wheat technology is so valuable for Saudi Arabia. As an early partner in China's Belt and Road Initiative, Saudi Arabia is exploring ways to adopt this agricultural breakthrough. If successful, it could transform huge desert areas, reduce sandstorms, improve soil fertility, and slow desertification. The deeper wheat roots can enrich soil with organic matter, improve water retention, and stabilize sand dunes. Beyond the ecological benefits, this could also energize Saudi's economy, boosting agriculture, processing, and related industries. With desert farmland, Saudi Arabia's agricultural potential could be massive, perhaps even surpassing its past achievements. Globally, many nations face desertification and food insecurity. If China's desert farming technology spreads worldwide, it could ease food shortages, improve regional economies, and increase population support in desert-adjacent areas. The success of growing wheat in deserts could be a major step in the fight against global desertification and hunger. To keep up with more of our exciting updates and global projects, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. We'll continue bringing you more fascinating stories.